Hey, I'm gonna read something that I wrote today. Hey, Pet Rock. How is my reception? How is everything? Thank you for my hearts. Thanks for my green hearts and my purple hearts and my peach hearts and my... what other colors coming through there? Tappity tap 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 tap. Thanks, Peggy. Thank you, Cindy. So yeah, over 100 days. Can you guys believe that? Wow. Wow, wow. All right, I'm gonna read this. I am officially done with the program. Over 100 days of intensive therapy and treatment. My 45 days at the Meadows was the most difficult and eye-opening experience I've ever had. When I first went there, I was on the brink of suicide. I saw no way out of the pain I felt, but to take my own life. I had completely lost my identity and could not see a path to the future. From my knowledge of life, I knew there had to be a way out of those feelings and that despair. With the help of so many people, I was able to get the help that I so desperately needed, and I hope everyone knows that they literally saved a life. At the Meadows, which focuses on childhood trauma, I was able to see how much of my upbringing has molded who I became, no matter how hard I had worked to get away from it. I learned that it's just as important to take my personal time as it is to work. I was taught that my feelings do matter and that I shouldn't hurt myself to make money, which is what I thought I had deserved. When someone grows up being taught by primary caregivers that pain is love, they believe it in their core, no matter how much they are shown otherwise throughout life. I have always been a realist when it comes to porn and all the side work that comes with it. I believe that if a woman wants to be sexual, that is her right, and she should not be shamed for that. But I also believe now that when I don't want to, I can say no. There are dark things that can come with being in the adult industry. Things deeply hidden behind closed doors that nobody really talks about. These are things I was not okay with, but I was talked into doing because of how lucrative it was. Nobody cared for my feelings of how it would affect me. They made me feel stupid for even questioning it. These things left me more broken and lost than I'd ever felt. They made me feel disgusting and dirty and worthless, which is what I thought I deserved from a very young age. I'm more emotional than I thought I was going to be. Pain has always been normal for me, and love was never to be seen. Being in the adult industry my entire adult life makes it difficult for me to see anyone else, anything else. Makes it difficult for me to see anything else. Since I've been 18, it is all I know. I am proud of being able to cam during whatever transition I make, and the Meadows supports that because they are realists as I am. It is extremely relieving to have found camming because I never have to let another man touch me again when I don't want it. Oh, this is so much harder than I thought it was gonna be. Hold on. Let me get a Kleenex. Okay. I am in the safety of my own home and never have to put myself in harm's way again. I will forever be grateful to Tamra for showing me a safe way to have an income without being robbed of my soul. It's great for me to be able to have a flexible job so that I can work on my passion, which is writing. I'm happy to be sharing pieces of my writing with you all. I had always denied myself of this beautiful experience that brings me so much joy and a feeling of being complete. The Meadows didn't even suggest that I do that, but through their intensive therapy of my childhood, I'm able to see things so much clearer now. It shook my core to have to address everything from my past, to have to go through all of the pain I have been receiving since I was a toddler. The memories that came up for me and the issues I had to address were things I had worked so diligently to forget. I knew that my childhood was terrible, but when I have the staff of the Meadows that have had thousands of patients telling me that it was the worst that they've heard and that it's a miracle I didn't die with a needle in my arm, it was validating and terrifying all at the same time. I would like to say that no matter what I went through, I love my mom very much. She was very ill, and schizophrenia is a terrifying thing if left untreated. I would also like to say that my adoptive father did the best he knew how at the time. I love him very much as well, and we have a good relationship now and are able to talk and spend time with one another. I learned at my treatment facility to take care of myself and to take time for me. Anything unhealthy for me emotionally, I had to step away from completely. That is why you do not see me defending myself against bullies. It took an emotional toll on me that was almost the tipping point most days when I wanted to take my own life. I think people see what they say to me as a game. I don't think they realize their words put people on the brink of suicide. I had to hand over my social media completely to a friend and post through her just so that I don't see the terrible things people say. I am a zero part of any negativity, and that will remain the case throughout my life now. There is no drama here to be had, and anything that comes up, I shy away from immediately now. My life is now focused solely on positive people that bring me joy and happiness, and spending quality time with those individuals and living in the moment. While I was at the Meadows, I had a 27-day taper of my prescribed anxiety medication that my doctors have had me on for the last 11 years due to the start of severe panic attacks that started at 18 that would hospitalize me. The medication was Xanax and Klonopin, and although it took away the panic attacks, it also numbed my body and feelings. Instead of the doctors helping me address why I was having panic attacks in the first place, they drugged me up so that I wouldn't feel much of anything at all. I spent the last 11 years piling even more pain on top of what I had already went through as a child. The medication was something that I was not only psychologically dependent on, but physically as well. My brain and body literally could not function properly without these drugs. I didn't realize how much I depended on them until my detox. I was ducking when I heard a noise, and I even had trouble walking a lot of the time. My legs didn't know how to move without the drugs. When I would be eating in the dining hall, I couldn't get the fork from my plate to my mouth a lot of days, and I would have to leave hungry. I wore sunglasses in and outside because the light was blinding. My whole body constantly shook, and I was terrified to make eye contact with anyone. I felt like that 5-year-old terrified little girl again, and I hated every minute of it. I wanted to leave every day, every hour, and what kept me going was you all. I had a list of everyone that donated that I kept on my desk. And whenever I wanted to leave, I would look at your names and think about the disappointment I would bring if I didn't see it through. I wanted to make you all proud. I faced so much grief in there that I had not faced. The loss of my childhood, the sadness I felt. I guess many people feel angry going through that process, and they say underneath anger is sadness, but all of my anger was already gone, and I cried so much every day. More than I had cried my whole life. When I did the newborn rescue of myself, it changed my life. They have us hold a baby doll, which sounds silly, but the whole process is really intricate and powerful. When I held that baby, I completely lost control. It's a baby that I never took care of, that I felt didn't need love, but I learned that she deserves it. She deserves to be taken care of and to stop hurting her because she doesn't deserve any more pain. I didn't think I would be this emotional. I'm not done. There's still more. I have to blow my nose and get a Kleenex. Hold on, sorry. I have to get another one. Okay. The power of that program is so beautiful, and I thank you all so much for giving me the best gift that anyone could ask for, which is health, love, and peace. When I first got to the Meadows, nobody would have been able to talk me into extending my time past the 45 days or to get intensive outpatient treatment after. I became so healthy in there that I knew I needed more time. They really preached 90 days of care in there for a full recovery, and I knew they were right. So when it came to my aftercare program, I really fought to get what I needed. They didn't give me many options at first. It was either home in Indiana, where options are limited, or places that were way too much money. I felt defeated, but I went to an amazing staff member there that always looked out for patients and goes above and beyond to help. He called around and found a place that would only make me pay a fraction of what they charge. It happened to be in LA, which I thought was nice too. I have spent the last 2 months in intensive outpatient, and am now in debt up to my eyeballs, which is why I had to start working again so soon. I have finally finished, and after over 100 days of inpatient and outpatient treatment, I am on my own to continue growing and healing. This has been the most trying time in my life, and I appreciate the people that stuck by my side. I will never forget your love and support. I have a great deal of anxiety now about the money that was donated to help me, to get me the help I needed, and even though it saved my life, I still feel shame around it because I've never had to ask for financial help. In fact, I've put myself through a great deal of hell to be able to always pay my own way. I am not sure what I can do to ever thank everyone. People tell me not to worry and to accept the kindness, but I find it difficult to do. Again, it goes back to feeling like I don't deserve it. I hope that by the end of this year or the next, I can begin giving back to the community in an even larger way than I did before. When I raised over $30,000 for the homeless last year and spent endless hours each day giving my all to that project, it was the best I had ever felt. And even though I was broke because I wasn't doing anything in the adult industry, it still felt amazing. It was the most alive I had ever felt. I hope that I can create another program or volunteer in a very big way, to repay the world for the kindness it's shown me. I hope to be able to touch lives the way you have touched mine. Me paying for a porn star's flight to see her mother, or donating to and encouraging others to donate to GoFundMes of fire victims are nice features, but they are isolated acts of kindness. I want to be able to make a difference each day, and the only way I can do that is to give myself the gift of enjoying life and exploring my passion, which is writing. Work is nice, of course, but I have to look at life beyond the paycheck. I hope to create financial stability through my passion of writing and helping others. I am uncertain of how that will play out yet, but as long as I pursue it, all will begin to unfold. If you know someone in pain, be persistent in being in their lives. If they are isolating, push yourself to help. If they confide in you that they are contemplating suicide, take them seriously. Just because someone is paying their bills and fulfilling daily life obligations doesn't mean they're okay. If you sense something wrong, it is. The best thing you can do for someone is to be present and patient, and lastly, be kind, for everyone you meet is fighting a hard battle. Namaste. Ooh, that was really hard to get through, you guys. Oh man, whoa. I didn't expect that. That was very emotional for me. Oh, dang. Thanks, guys. Thank you. But really though, thank you guys so much. I mean, there's so many of you that I haven't even met, and you know, you have always been there for me emotionally through, you know, the 20 hours a day that I was periscoping. You know, I've gotten much healthier about that now. But I think about you guys all the time, and you know, whether you were there for me just emotionally or whether you helped donate to be able to help me go, you really helped me so much. And I just thank you guys so much. I don't know about being a counselor yet or anything. I still have a lot of work to do with myself. So who knows what I'll end up doing. I really think that being able to, you know, write a book or just writing in general, and just my knowledge of the adult industry and the things that girls go through. Aw, Mike. I really think that all of that can really help change lives. And, oh, you wrote a poem? I just have yet to figure out how it's all gonna be put together yet. Right now, everything has been pieces, you know, like, and I'm getting pieces of my life back again. The things that I've gotten from the Meadows and the things that I got from the outpatient place here, and now also just learning my independence again, because the last 100 days I've had a lot of emotional help from professionals. That's amazing, Ron. So it'll be still a lot of work to go back to Indiana, exactly one day at a time. To go back to Indiana and keep putting my life together, keep up the positivity, and stay away from all the negativity that's out there. Not only with Scope, like, there's just so much negativity in the world, and, you know, only keeping extremely positive people in my life that have my best interest at heart. And that goes for all of you guys too. You know, we all have to do that. We all have to, you know, take time for ourselves each day, because that's another thing we don't do. I can't tell you how much before I got in the Meadows, the only time I wasn't in front of a screen is when I was in the shower. I never had time just for me. And it's so important that we all do that, because that's the most important thing to do. Is we think that just because we're working and earning a paycheck, that's the most important thing, is work, and then we wonder why we have anxiety and depression. And it's because of stuff like that. We're not taking any time to reset in our minds, to reset our souls and our spirits, and you know, just take time for ourselves and our loved ones. Okay, what time is it? I gotta go get ready for Cam in a little bit. I start in 40 minutes. So now I gotta go fix my makeup. I really didn't expect that. I didn't expect to be so emotional. So thank you guys. I wanted to share all that because, you know, I've been pretty quiet about my treatment since I've been out. You know, it's because I've been really still working at it. It's been a huge work in progress. But I just wanted to let everyone know how much you've helped me. And I really wanted you to know that. And the things that I've been dealing with. And, you know, I'm on Scope only a very short time now. You know, it's not, you guys don't see into my daily life like you used to. So, you know, only seeing me a short time each day, y'all don't really know what's going on and everything, because I'm trying to be much healthier. I love you too, Destiny. I thought about you a lot. Yeah, I'm doing so much better. Yeah, a good healthy balance. Now what? Just going back to Indiana. Aw, Patty. I love my Patty so freaking much. Oh man. Going back to Indiana, just continuing to be healthy, spending time with my sister. My sister is so important to me. I love her so much. Oh my gosh, I love my sister so much. You know, spending time with her, you know, practicing piano still. That was a really great thing I was doing. I was doing a lot of things right before I went to the Meadows, and I just have to keep that in mind. You know, going to the Smoky Mountains, going hiking, you know, having my sister move in with me, like those are all really positive steps of things I was already doing, and I just have to really make sure I stick with those things and keep them a priority in my life more than working. Like, just as much as work is important, all of those types of things are important too. Keeping up those positive relationships with everyone, keeping that love, and you know, exercising and stuff too, especially going back to Indiana for the winter. Ooh, that's gonna be rough to do that again. I'm gonna have to do double time of hanging out with my friends. I have so many friends in Indiana, and I was just completely isolating myself. I was not seeing them. I was not spending time with them. I was staying locked inside my house, and I just really have to get out and go out for lunches and coffees and Just spend time with all my amazing friends out there. They're great. Soon, very soon. I'll be going back very soon. Yeah, get out of the house. Exactly. No enablers. Exactly. No enablers. Amen. Only positivity. I used to hate it when Melanie said positive vibes only, but now I get it. Positive vibes only. Oh, I don't know about that, Techie. Kara. Alright, I'm gonna go because now the title isn't matching what's going on. So, gonna go do that. I'm gonna go Snapchat more. I'm gonna go see if I can, I'm gonna go, sorry to make anyone cry, I'm gonna go Snapchat and then post my Snapchats to my social media because I'm such a weirdo that's obsessed with Snapchat, as Kara would say. My Snapchat is private. I didn't realize that. I don't know if I should make a public Snapchat or not. I'll have to think about it. I don't know yet. I just feel like I wouldn't do 2 separate Snapchats if I had it. All right, if for anyone just tuning in just now, go back, watch the replay. It's, you know, I read a letter to y'all, so I hope that you go back and watch it, watch the replay, tappity tap those hearts, and all of that good stuff. All right, see you. Bye.